Now, sequel to the previous episode which I did on my channel about excision land for sale in Ibeju Lekki, and where I give a lot of advice on that, and I realized that topic is very trending and generating a lot of engagement. A lot of people are coming to my DM, a lot of people are calling me and asking me, oh, you bought this property, is it safe, is it genuine, is it legit, is there excision there, and so on and so forth. So I felt, let me just do a secure video on that, and this time around I'll be talking about excision in view. Excision in view lands for sale in Ibeju Lekki, and then my advice on this. Now, in case you are coming across a video like this for the first time, this Meet the Property channel, and this will discuss everything real estate. Either you want to buy, invest, sell a property here in Nigeria, either it's a land, is a house, off plan, ready built, rental, short let. I share a lot of tips, advice on documentation, risk, locations, and a lot of things that for you to look out for when you want to invest or buy a property here in Nigeria. After watching this particular episode, you can also go to our previous episodes. I have more than 30 videos on my channel already. We have covered a lot of topics, and you are going to learn a lot. I can assure you that you are going to learn a lot. So let's go into the topic, excision in view lands in Ibeju Lekki, and then my honest advice. Now, first of all, excision land, approved excision land, and excision in view land are a bit different. Just like excision or approved excision and gazette land are different. Now, the word excision simply means the government have released the land for the community or for the family to reside or to sell. Now, I've done a video on that talking about the excision and all those. So now, when we say excision in view or excision in process, this simply means that this particular land, this particular property is still a government land. Number one, it's still a government land, but in this instance, the family or the community have already applied to the government to release this land for them, but the government have not released it in a nutshell. So there's an application for excision on it already by the family or the community, but the government have not released it yet. And the only reason why the village or the community are applying for excision is because what the government want to use that property for is not yet defined. You get? The government have decided that, okay, we want to do something here, but the government they have not defined it. They have not fully decided that that particular project or that particular purpose is coming there. So if after the village have applied for that excision, and then the government feel like, okay, this particular project, we are not doing it here again, then they can grant the village excision. They can give them that excision. But if the government still want to do that project there, then that definitely they are not going to grant that excision. Which means, in a nutshell, when you are buying a property at excision in view, excision in process, you are buying a government land. As simple as that. Now, for a lot of land that sold in Ibeju Lekki 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 850k, 800k, 750k, buy 5 plot get 1 free, buy 6 plot get 1 free. Mostly all properties after La Campagne Tropicana sold with excision in view. Now, there are some part of Eleko also that is excision in view. Actually, there's an estate around Eleko that has started recently, and the estate is excision in view. Now, there are also some part of Songote, even every part of Lagos has excision in view. As I said before, in a nutshell, these are government land. Now, what's the implication of buying an excision in view and buying an excision land? If you buy an excision in view land, basically, you have to go back to the government to apply for government allocation, which means you still have to buy that property from the government before you now even go to CFO. But if that land has been excised already, approved excision, village excision block, what you just have to do is to apply for governor's consent, which is just CFO directly. You don't need to apply for any government allocation. You understand? But another thing I want to note, because a lot of people called me after that I did that excision video, a lot of people asking me, is my land safe, is my land legit, and so on. You see, any property you buy in Lagos, again, any property you buy in Lagos, you must perfect the title. It's like you not get me. Even if the land is CFO, you must perfect it. Now, you buy a land with CFO, the perfection you have to do is you have to go for governor's consent on that property. If that property already have governor's consent, you yourself too have to go for governor's consent on that property. If you buy a property that is gazette, you have to go for CFO on that property. If you buy a property that is excision, you have to go for CFO or governor's consent on that property. If you buy a property that is excision in view, you have to go for government allocation and then governor's consent or CFO on that property. If you buy a property that is freehold, you have to go for CFO on that property. You must perfect every land that you are buying in Lagos. Must is a must. So because you shout it and the execution is guaranteed, you don't go and sleep. Go Alausa and start your governor's consent. You confirm the gazette, start your CFO. In CFO already, small, start your governor's consent. That's my advice. So for those of you guys that have bought excision in view, you bought land of 850k, 750k, now they're kidding, but you like you buy 5, get 1 free. You bought 10 plots, you bought 15 plots, don't worry. You have to start the next step or the next stage of that investment, which is going for a government allocation. The estate companies are not going to perfect it for you. A lot of people to ask me that question. Okay, what will the company will not do it, and it's simple. You bought a land of 850k and you're expecting the company to apply for government allocation. You know how much they do government allocation? Government allocation and CFO only per plot can cost the company around 2 million. And that 2 million is even if they are buying like maybe 100 acres or 50 acres, they are applying for 50 acres or 100 acres. So, and you bought the land for 850k. So where do you expect them to get the 2 million that they will use to do government allocation? So you perfect it yourself, as simple as that. So you get your government allocation, pay the government for allocation, and then after that you can now do your CFO. If you like, you can resell it. Anybody that is also ignorant enough not to know about titles or not know about land can buy it from you. As simple as that. But anybody that is smart and that is an avid investor will also shut the land and tell you that this land is a government land. Why do you want to sell it? It's just as simple as that. So apply for your government allocation and then you can go for your CFO. Any land that you have excision in view, any land that you have bought after la campaign 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, you bought maybe below 1 million, just pick up your survey and start your government allocation process. As simple as that. Now, it's not only Ibeju Lekki this time around. Other parts of Lagos also, there are also a lot of excision in view or excision in process too. As long as you have verified your property and you have realized this property you bought is a government property, you need to start a government allocation. Now, I think I've done a video about government allocation on this channel already. It's possible for you to apply for government allocation and the government will not approve it. It's very, very possible. Because there are some certain locations, like I said before, excision in view or excision in process is a government land. So if the government decide that, oh, this land, we were doubting before if we do a port complex there or we will not do the port complex, but now we have decided that we are going to do a port complex. If you come to apply for government allocation, they will not give you, because they have decided that that property is going for a port complex. But if they are still doubting and then they eventually realize that, okay, this project, let's move it to another place, if you apply for government allocation, they are going to grant it and then give you that land for you to do whatever that you want to do there. Again, what you want to use that property for must align with the plan the government have for that location. There are some locations here in Lagos where the government have already planned a residential scheme. So if you buy a property there and you go to the government to apply for government allocation because you want to build a school or you build a hospital, they will not approve it for you because their plan is to have a residential scheme there. As simple as that. So that's why the purpose why we are buying that land, or what we want to use it for, must align with the government's initial plan for that location. So that's government allocation, as simple as that. Now there are some locations already here in Lagos, like the Lekki Free Trade Zone. Inside the Lekki Free Trade Zone already is the government that is selling property there. Although Lagos State government are even smarter, most of the government land they always do JV, which is joint venture. They will give a private company to develop it and sell it to the public. So the government will not sell it directly to the public. The same thing is what is happening inside Alaro City. Alaro City is a government land, but the government already gone on a JV with a private company that is developing the property there and is selling the property there. So it's still a government allocation. It's just that now you are buying from a company that already is in partnership with the Lagos State government, and a lot of that is also in around the Bamade Sonya. Another one is at Ogudu also, where the Lagos State government are already doing a joint venture with a company to sell a property that is on the government land. Is very, very possible and very, very common. So excision in view, excision in process. Once that's the result you get after you have checked your land, don't worry, just start your government allocation. Again, the company are not going to perfect it for you, so the earlier you start, the better. So, and that's why I keep advising it. You don't have to buy 2 acres, you don't have to buy 3 acres, you don't have to buy 1 acre before you start investing. If it's 2 plots, you can buy with your 10 million with CFO. Buy your 2 plots. If it's 1 plot, you can buy, even if it's half plot that you can buy that is CFO, the CFO is out, buy it. Instead of buying 6 plots, 12 plots, and then it's excision in view, excision in process, and then you now start as from scratch again with applying for government allocation. After allocation, go to CFO. See, you are going to spend a lot of money. That's the truth. So if you need further advice, you need further guides about this, also you can also drop your comments, and then I can also advise you based on what you should do next on the property that you have bought. Excision in process is not only Ibeju. Some go there do there's excision in process. Ibeju, there's excision in process. Awoyaya, there's excision in process. Actually, everywhere in Lagos, there's excision in view or excision in process. It's just that the mainland, the advantage of the mainland a bit is that most part of the mainland is clear which is government property and which one is not government property. But a much part of Ibeju Lekki, or even after Aja, let's say after Aja, you are hardly going to know which land is not government property or is government property until you shut it, because those places are just developing. But for most part of the mainland, you already know this place is GRA, this place is government scheme, this one is residential scheme. So you can easily find out that okay, this one is not inside the government scheme. So excision in view or excision is everywhere, not only in Ibeju Lekki. So that's why you need to get a surveyor to just shut these properties before you actually buy, so that you know the status and know the next steps that you are going to take for you to perfect it. Now, as you your mobile property planet, your property advisor, your property consultant, Rabi Mustafa. If you have any question for us, you need our guides, you need advice, you need our consultation, you can come to me on WhatsApp. My WhatsApp number is on the screen, always on the screen, all our videos, and then you can share our tips, you can share our advice for us. So if you also want to see our portfolio, want to see properties that we have, maybe for short lets, for land banking, for rental income, for buy and flip, want to see our portfolios also, you can reach me directly on WhatsApp, and then I'm also going to try as much as possible to guide and advise you on what we have and where you should actually be looking for. Don't forget to give us a thumb like, and if you have also been learning a lot from our videos and you haven't subscribed yet, it's another fantastic opportunity for you to finally subscribe to our channel and don't miss any of our educative videos. Thanks again. I'll see you next time.